Yeah, my situation before I joined Friends First was you sort of go on in life and you just think that you're going to naturally meet somebody in your church or everyday life. And I'd always known that God had someone special for me. I just had this sense that I wouldn't. I've been single a long time, but I always had this sense that I wouldn't remain like that. And but you kind of think, well, I'm just going to meet somebody naturally in everyday life or at church or whatever it is. But the years go by and it kind of never happens. But you just keep thinking, well, maybe it will. And I did actually join another online Christian dating agency for a while, and that was okay, and I met someone through that for a little while. But in the end, it didn't kind of work out, and it was a little bit sad, but at the time, it was just, never mind. And that kind of, after that, I had a little pause, and decided I wouldn't go down that line again for a little while. And then somebody at the church I was in gave me an advert that they'd received for Friends First. And to begin with, because I just had an experience with another dating agency, I actually ignored it for about 6 months. And then one day I came across the advert again. I just put it away somewhere, and I came across it, and I just felt, okay, I'll give this a go. And so that's when I then joined Friends First. 30, or was it 29? 29, 30, something like that. And so obviously I was single, and it just felt right. As I say, I thought maybe I would meet someone naturally. It hadn't worked out. And to begin with, when I thought about dating agencies, I really didn't want to go down that line. But then all of a sudden, my mind just changed. I'm sure God nudged me that, no, let's give this a go. I think the fact that it wasn't an online only or an online based system, I think the fact that it was more of a personal system, the fact that you received stuff through the post, to me it had this sense of, it was more like hand-picked. It was more special perhaps than just an online service where zillions of people can join it. This was much more, probably there would be less people on it, but it was a sort of somehow more friendly system, more personal system. And so that's why I felt, no, let's give this a go. It felt right.
What was your experience of the Friends First service?
For me, very good, although very quick. I have to say that because I met Ruth so quickly, I was actually not with Friends First for very long. So actually my experience was very quick, but in that time it was really great. And I've spoken to Catherine Gray, who runs Friends First, on several occasions, and she's always really great to speak to, really helpful. I always get this sense that they're a very caring organisation, and they really care about their members and really want people's lives to get together. First Friends First pack came along in the post quite quickly, and it had all the profiles in it, and I think it was on the second page that I saw Ruth's profile. And it was on the second page that I saw Ruth's profile, and as soon as I read it, I just knew she was the one. It was one of these God moments that I've had from time to time, and I just knew I was going to marry her. And it was partly based on her description was just so made to measure, really, for me. It was incredible. I couldn't hardly believe what I was reading. The things that she was interested in were just so similar to me, and I knew just straight away that this was the one. And so I emailed Ruth. And well, the rest is history. But within I don't know how long it was till we actually finally met. But we exchanged emails. Then we got on to telephoning each other. Eventually, we met. I had to drive about 150, 160 miles to meet Ruth, and we met for the first time. And and we were married about 5-6 months later. So yeah, pretty quick process. So and then obviously after a little while, I don't think I ever received a second pack from Friends First. I think it was just that first pack, and that was all that was needed. God was in it from the beginning. I mean, the fact that somebody at my church gave this Friends First advert to me, I'd never heard of them before, and at the time I ignored it. And then about 6 months later, I suddenly got it out of the drawer or wherever I put it. And this time I knew it was right to go with it. God was in it always. He's always there. He always guides, and definitely guiding it. And I'd say absolutely go for it. I mean, obviously I'm very biased, but I mean, yeah, go for it. Whatever you do in life, if it's, God is in control, God is in the background, He guides us, and that can be, what's the difference in meeting someone through this than meeting someone who, where you work or through your church? If you're going to meet that right person, you will meet them, and God will overrule it and guide you. And Friends First is a fantastic way of doing this. So yeah, absolutely go for it.